All right, good morning, class, or good evening when you get to take a look at this. So just wanted to come up with a few things that we talked about last time. So I'm going to share with you. You can find this right in Blackboard. You can also review the syllabi as well if you're looking for information about assignment 3. So in lieu of tonight's class in person, my hope is one, that you'll review assignment 3 and set out to get an outline working. And so the way the course is designed is that you'll build off of your interview, maybe even consider using the resource that you identified for the first paper. That's reasonable as well, not absolutely necessary. So let's walk through assignment 3. So assignment 3 is going to be due on May 7th. It's a case analysis. The case analysis can be an adult service member or veteran client. So that biopsychosocial, and I'm going to show you an example of one that I pulled up from a previous class long ago. So that first part, I would say, in some of the better papers I've seen is about 4 or 5 pages developed. You know, this is a 31-year-old client, veteran service member. This is their status in military service. This is how they referred to your agency or yourself. You know, this is what they reported coming in. This is my diagnosis and assessment based on the following. So that's the first part. So the assessment will guide the development of an evidence-based practice or intervention. You know, we've discussed quite a few in class in regards to EBPs. You might also want to include some discussion around measurement-based care. You know, how did you arrive at that assessment or diagnosis? And remember, you can also use codes that are not, you can use DSM, but you don't necessarily have to use mental health codes. There are a lot of diagnostic codes that aren't associated with mental health. Since tonight's kind of theme was care and case management, which I'll lecture about when we get back together. So it's going to be culturally responsive, research informed. So what that means, you're going to cite throughout the paper. There's a lot of excellent resources within all of the readings that I've provided, but also I want outside research to be included too from your own you know, work and identification of, I mean, it could be around the same theme. So like, why are you choosing this EBP, or why is this measurement tool effective? All right, so this can include family work. All of that can be considered. So as Liz mentioned, and I'll make sure that I have her PowerPoint posted, there are some excellent resources. There's some couples therapy options like BFT that are evidence-based as well. So in regards to resources, you're going to want to consider about 10 to 15 citations or different resources to be included. The paper is going to be between 15 and 18 pages. And I think all the other things there are applicable to other papers that you've written. So that pretty much covers exactly what's there and required for that final paper. So let me just pause the screen share, stop share. I'm going to bring you over to a paper that you can take a peek at. All right. Let's get back to screen share. All right. So here's a case analysis that was done. This one was a little bit on the shorter side. I think my requirement for the paper at that point was a little bit less. So they have their face page and then started right here. So here's, you know, this person's psychosocial description. Lauren Johnson and her husband, Jack Johnson, attended an initial session for outpatient clinic to receive guidance as to certain symptoms and relationship challenges. So here's the whole psychosocial information here. I'm going to show you how citation was made as well. All right, there you go. There's some discussion around the DSM-5 and the PCL used. There's a citation regarding that. And then we pop into evidence-based theory and intervention. So all things that you'll recognize: motivational interviewing, cognitive processing therapy, more use of the research. So some discussion around DBT. Here's all this, everyone always asks about the treatment plan, and we can have more discussion in class about this, but you know, this is sort of the part that we talked about in regards to what are their goals, how did you prioritize the goals with them? You know, it's the who, what, and when, and the where. You know, now when we talk about different modalities to provide care, whether that be virtual, in person, through things like the apps that we're going to talk about later. So this is your treatment plan. I'll pause for a moment so you can take a look at that, right down to the psychoeducation materials. Here's some of the other parts that we need to have included in the paper when we think about being culturally responsive. You know, just want to make sure that we've included some discussion around that, you know, in regards to issues of diversity, gender, race, ethics, use of self-transference and countertransference should be addressed. So no matter what, you're going to want to dig in there and get that. That becomes part of the rubric for grading too. There you go. There's a nicely done piece here. There's also research there. So I hope that's helpful. Oh, we even snuck in the STAIR method there too. So lots of good stuff. This was an excellent paper. Like I had suggested, I just wanted you to have an idea where you're going. And like I said, if there's questions, we'll discuss it next class. So I'm going to stop sharing here. And then the next. So I've posted in the class forum, so I'll bring that up so I can show you. What I'm asking you to do with your class time is to look up one of the mobile apps that might be available to incorporate into your treatment plan. So there's several of them as I navigate to the website. There's several of them that you might be able to use. I'm just going to share that for you. Here is the App Store. All right, here we go. All right, so take a peek up here. All right, so you can navigate here by going to mobile.va.gov. I just happened to pop onto the mental health apps here. So there's several options to choose from: COVID Coach, Mindfulness Coach, ACT, AIDS, Beyond MST. So depending on what your interest is, you can go there. Here's all apps. That's a nice thing to see. Here we go. Really great stuff here. The Annie app too, especially if you're interested more on the medical side of the house or caregiver. Couples Coach, CPT Coach, COVID Coach. So I want you to choose one of these apps provide a review of it. Doximity and things like that, you just need to take a look at. These are, you know, especially when we started doing virtual care with COVID, Doximity was a way for us to be able to communicate and have anonymity if we were using a personal cell phone or something like that to communicate with them, with our veteran clients. So that one's not going to be useful. I want you to use any of the ones that are forward facing for use of veterans. So, all right, so you're going to take a nap, you're going to review it, and let's get back over to Blackboard. And then once you get over here, I know this looks different for you, but we're going to post in the forum. Okay. Materials. Community. There you go. So I posted that this morning. So what I'm looking for is for you to review one of the apps, not to duplicate. So there's only 6 of you in the class and there's many, many apps. I need you to post right on here and the instructions are right here. Okay. Hi class, please post here after watching my Zoom video. Please review and post about a mobile app you could use with veterans or service members. Please don't duplicate. And I just gave you a couple examples here. So the early bird gets to worm, whoever gets to post first will get their first choice. So hope that you have a great evening. The rest of the grades for the videos are coming to you. I spent a lot of time reviewing them and going back through because I'm looking for you also to send me an email to provide feedback of improvements you think you might make. So go back and look at the video after I've made my comments. They were all excellent, but really want to keep working towards comfort level with that as well. All right, so take care and I'll see you in person for the next class.